Yo, call me a roster the way I'm about to put you in a foster with no care. Hey, everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Games Cage. Well, today we are, today and only today, we are going to finally sit down and do my predictions for the roster of Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. Because as a lot of you know, in the base game, right, when we looked over here, we saw, there was a screen that showed, Sonic, and then it showed, the characters available to you. Now, in the beta, we only had characters available up to Zaz, but we do know via, the first initial trailer that there's a lot more characters confirmed that we've seen. So the confirmed characters we have so far, we've got Sonic, right? We've got Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Shadow, Omega, Eggman, Cream, Zaz, Silver, Blaze, SPO, Vector, Charmy, Rouge, Big, Metal, Jet the Hawk, what's his name? Storm, and then we got Wave, we've got Zavok, Sage, and an Eggpun confirmed. So that is a lot of characters. That's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 21, 22, 23. That's 23 confirmed with 5 slots hidden here, and it says and so many more. So I thought it'd be fun if we just sat here, did a predictions video, and see how this video ages eventually. Also, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to subscribe to your boy, support the content, and lock in. Become a member and get a weekly exclusive video called Games Cage Yaps, where I yap with a random guest every week. All right, now we do know that because of the season pass that leaked for the game, that the game is going to have Sonic Prime characters available. Now, I'm guessing the Sonic Prime characters aren't going to be part of this base 5 that are left. I feel like those are going to potentially be Sega characters. Now, I'm guessing there's going to be probably 5 Sonic Prime characters, and I would guess one of them is going to be not Pirate Knuckles, what would you call this Knuckles? The investigator one, the New Yorker one from the main town. I feel like that's sort of like the most popular one alongside the Pirate one, but I feel like they're gonna pick him. While I think Prime Sonic just looks like Sonic, I do think he's also gonna be in. I hope he has unique custom voice lines. Like, that'd be fire if they actually got Devin Mack in the lab on like a mainline. Yeah, I mean, it's not mainline, but you know what I mean, like in a main Sonic game. That'd be really cool. I do have a feeling that they're gonna add the robot Amy. What's her name? Like Rascal, because I just feel like that would be like the most unique look for Amy, right? It would be her or the jungle one, but I have a feeling they're gonna go with like the robot one because that's almost like the most distinctly different looking one. And honestly, Tails is gonna be 9s. Like, I think there's no question that they're gonna go for 9s in terms of, the Sonic Prime one for Tails. Like, if they're gonna do one of each, it has to be 9s. Like, he's sort of the main character of the series in a lot of ways, and he looks cool as hell. All right, and come on, you gotta have my boy Chaos Sonic. Of that show, like the good that came out of it, Chaos Sonic was actually one of those things. I think his design looks cool. I think he looked cool and distinct in a card. So please lock in. And of course, they're going to add Shadow, right? Even if he's not that distinctly different, I just feel like you got to have Shadow in there if you're going to do another Prime character alongside Sonic. Now, I don't know if they're going to go all in and add all of them, but I would say one more guess I would have would be one more of the Eggman variants. So I think it would be like the main one. But yeah, I think those are going to be the Prime DLC slots. I mean, we are missing here Rouge, like one of the Rouge variants, and one of the, am I missing another character variant? I guess it would be and Big the Cow would be another variant, but I do think like this should be the most logical picks if they're gonna do the Prime characters. All right, now in terms of the 5 main slots left, now this is a difficult one because I can't tell if like the and so many more is the Sega portion of them, or like if these 5 are the Sega portion. But I'm just gonna spitball and tell you what I think, whether it's base game or DLC, because we know there's a season pass. All right, first one, guys, let's fucking go. Maria in a cart. Now, hear me out, right? This sounds stupid. I know it's fucking crazy, right? But let's think about it, right? They have the assets from Shadow Generations, right? They have her in a nice HD model. Let her have fun, you know what I'm saying, bro? She's been through enough. All right, let girly have some fun, okay, before the world perishes. This story won't have canon. This story won't have continuity. Just let her have fun, man. This one's gonna be one of my wild picks, and I think Tangle. Right, I feel like, now the reason I'm going with Tangle, and I do think they might add Whisper as DLC or down the line, Tango is the one that they name dropped in Sonic Frontiers, right? Sonic explicitly has the line about her on the island. That's technically the only IDW mentioned that. That doesn't mean it's the only one that's gonna be in there, right? But I feel like because she got the mention and she's somewhat popular, I feel like they could add her in pretty easily. All right, my next idea for a character. This is gonna be my first crossover pick for this list. Boom. Aegis from Persona 3 Reload, right? You know, I feel like Aegis is becoming more and more of like the sort of like icon character. Now, I do think there's a chance Morgana gets in, but I don't know why my brain is telling me they're gonna put Aegis in the car. I may be stupid, it may be copium, but the character is really popular. I feel like they're still trying to sell copies of Persona 3 Reload, right? They had a whole episode Aegis DLC pack, and I just feel like the character has enough marketability with what they're doing just to give us one racer on the racetrack. All right, now hear me out on another character, right? This series, very popular. This man is the main MC of the new series. Boom. Ichiban from Yakuza, or Like a Dragon, right? I feel like he is now the MC of the series. I feel like he is the fun one, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I've seen that Ichiban has like a kart racing mini game in Yakuza Like a Dragon. So I feel like if he were to be the one to get in, it would be the most sense. He's also more silly than Ichiban and Majima. I know Majima obviously is crazy, and they're all kind of silly, and I could see a world where all of them get in, right? Or where it is Majima, Ichiban, Kiryu, but I feel like if I were to guess, of the three main ones, it would be Ichiban. All right, guys, now hear me out on this one, right? This is a company that Sega purchased, right? And you might know it as Rovio. And I feel like if Sega wants to cover their bases, that's right, Red from Angry Birds is going to be a playable character. It's not going to be the round one. It's going to be that specific movie one. You know, think about this, right? They've got a movie that they're going up with the next Angry Birds 3, I believe they're making. Like I said, they bought Rovio, and I just feel like this would be a funny pick. They've also shown that they're already willing to work with Angry Birds. They have like Angry Birds DLC for the mobile side. So I feel like this is going to be the pick. Now, we're not done here. That thing says, and many more. So let's go and guess the and so many more. All right, everybody, I have a character to start with. This is a character highly associated with Sega, has DLC in Monkey Ball, and of course has multiple games associated with Sega. That's Hatsune Miku. I feel like, to me, Miku would be such a big get because, one, you tap into, you know, the crazy Miku fans who are gonna get her no matter what game she's in, right? You're gonna sell her as DLC, so you're gonna make money off of Miku. Like, I think Miku is a DLC character. She's not a base roster type B, and I feel like she'd just work whether she's, you know, going in a car or whether she's on extreme gear. Like, you can picture it. They even added her in the fan game, I think Sonic Riders Tournament Edition. So I feel like Miku seems like a lock to me for a DLC. All right, the next one I have for y'all is less bold and one you might think of, but maybe you won't. I think Sonic movie character pack, right? So it doesn't necessarily just have to be Sonic and Shadow. It could be all of them, but I have a feeling that at some point during this game's life, whether it's the first season pass or, you know, a second one or whatever, I feel like they're gonna have the movie variants of the characters. To me, if they're doing prime characters as DLC, I don't see why the movie variants wouldn't be able to get in. Maybe they could even, you know, jump and do poses like that are more movie-like. You'd have the voice lines, but it might be the only thing going against that a little bit might be that they, you know, have to pay for the voice acting and stuff. But to be fair, again, like, they paid for it for Shadow Gen's DLC for Keanu to be in there. So I would love something like this. All right, next I've got for you guys is a very fun one. Now, the only reason I entertain this is because they have the model for it. We just had Shadow Generations. He's a character somewhat popular, very excited to be back. And that's right, Mephiles. All right, I know it sounds crazy, and I know, you know, he's not a good guy or anything, but I feel like, you know, they've had Mephiles in the Mephiles as they call it, Mephiles in the mobile games, right? They had him in Shadow Gens, and again, they have the character model, right? They have that shit locked, loaded, and ready. So why not just invest in like a few more voice lines, right? And just use it. Like, you have the asset. I feel like that's like my biggest thing is like, if you have the asset for a Hedgehog character in HD, why not just put it to good use. And I could see him being a cool unlockable or a DLC character, and it'd be easy to put in. All right, the next character I bring you is another crossover character. Now we know Sega is doing their whole revival of IPs type beat, right? And speaking of beat, that's right. There he is, the homie, right? Beat from Jet Set Radio. I did call him Jet from Jet Set Radio in a different video, but yeah, I think Beat will be in. Again, it makes sense, you know, you have Jet Set Radio, which is already something that is very somewhat popular. They're about to have an IP revival. He's all about moving, you know, and obviously in this case, he's not going to be riding in, you know, he won't be riding on his skates, but he can ride extreme gear easily. He can do what he's got to do with the Sonic gang. I feel confident that Beat is going to be one of the DLC characters for the game. Also, I keep saying DLC. These aren't necessarily DLC. I think these are just a mix between characters that might be DLC. All right, now hear me out, right? Popular Sonic game. People really love it. Sonic Adventure, right? You need a few more villains in the game, right? You know, we've got Mephiles potentially as a character I think is going to be in. You know, we have Eggman. We have Zaz and Zavok. So really, we're really just letting anybody in here. And surely if Zaz and Zavok can get in, then Chaos from Sonic Adventure can get in as a playable character. That's right, bro. Put Chaos in a little car, get him to do tricks. There is, I think it's in Tournament Edition or one of the games where you have him playable. So come on, just let Chaos have some fun, man. My man's been through enough. All right, hear me out, everybody. Everybody loves a good mascot character, you know, and here we've got our Sonics, our Angry Birds, our Ichibans, like I'm saying, but we need the cute mascots. But I also think we need a character that is two characters in one, because that's always a fun idea. And that's why I suggest that a character combo, that's right, Teddy and Morgana. Teddy and Morgana will be a duo kart racer. All right, they're gonna be in one kart together, or if you're on Extreme Gear, they're gonna be on it together. They're both gonna say their fun lines and everything, and it's gonna work incredibly well. I have no doubt in my mind that the Teddy Morgana kart double car is going to be a thing, or they're gonna be separated. But I don't know. My fun wacky idea here would be that these two share a kart together. The next one is a fun one. She's been featured in a Sonic racing game before. She's a Sega Legacy character, and that is Oolalala from Space Channel 5. Again, I think this one's just, obviously they'd have to make like a new character model and everything because it's been a while, but I feel like she's, again, because she's had legacy with the series and she's been in there before, I feel like she's not necessarily a must, but she's a character that you definitely want if you're doing like Sega/Sonic crossover stuff, and she fits. Let her have fun, man. All right, you always need a weirdo character, the one that everyone's like, who? Wasted Slot? Why are you here? Depends who you ask. I'm not saying they are. And I think one of these characters is going to be Vice from Skies of Arcadia. And that's because I believe Sega is going to be doing a remaster or some kind of remake for Skies of Arcadia. And what better to give him a little bit of representation than in a fun little game called Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. Let's go. I'm having fun, bro. Let's have fun, man. All right, so I've got 8 on the bottom here, but I think I can slot in another 8 down here. Let's fuck, guys. Let me know in the comment section below your picks. This next pick may not be popular, may not even be a character I want, but I know some people would be happy, and that's right, Infinite. Infinite will be a playable character in this game, and it will be his redemption arc. He'll have some edgy voice lines, he'll ride extreme gear, he'll have his cool looking extreme gear, and he's gonna lock the fuck in. So Infinite, you have your chance at redemption by joining the racing squad. Good, congrats, buddy. All right, we need a silly character. It's been a few slots since I've added a character that's silly, and you need a character that Sonic Team is very familiar with, and that is also a crossover character, and that is Billy Hatcher. Again, has OG association with Sonic Team, has had like some minor representation in some older Sonic racing games. I just feel like he's fun, he's silly, he was in the old All-Stars game, and like, come on, bro, he's a little guy, bro. He's a little guy. Give him some love. You know what I mean? He's been in these racing games before. He's in the Racing Rooster. Bring him back. Also, while you're at it, remaster Billy Hatcher. It's been a minute. We don't know where he's been. Please, he could be dead for all we know. All right, now if you're familiar with Dragon Ball, what do they do best? That's right, sell you a billion Gokus. And I haven't sold you that many Sonics here, but here I am to sell you one of the most hype DLC characters ever, and that's going to be Supersonic. That's right, Supersonic is going to be one of the DLC characters, and he's gonna be fucking awesome, right? He's gonna be on the extreme gear looking sick. He's gonna do crazy tricks. He's gonna charge up as one of his trick movements. His voice lines are gonna be different. He'll have a variant for Supersonic too. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. Supersonic, I feel like if you are gonna sell a hype DLC character, Supersonic is how you do it. All right, now this next one is all gonna depend on how much fun Sega wants to have. Have fun for one Sonic team. You have the assets for it. He was just a popular villain in the hit game Shadow Generations. That's right, Black Doom as a playable racer in the game. Put him in a car, let him ride extreme gear. When he does tricks in the air, he turns into little squid form, little goofy form. You know, let him have some fun in the car. No, but deadass, I do think Black Doom will be in the game some way or another. Whether it's like, I would love, even if he's not playable, what if they did a thing if one of the CrossWorlds was, you know, which we know Radical Highway is in, but what if he's, you know, floating around messing with it kind of like he did in Shadow Generations? That would be really cool. But I do think in some way or another we will see Black Doom in this game, because where Radical Highway goes, he follows. All right, now Tangle deserves to be with her girlfriend, and that's right, that's why I think the next character is going to be Whisper. All right, there we go, Whisper right there in the flesh. Whether she's DLC or base game, I could see, you know, her being in there. I feel like Tangle and Whisper are like a pair. They gotta be together in some way or another. And I feel like if they're gonna finally do the thing where an IDW crossover like character happens, I feel like they would start with Tangle and Whisper before they get into Surge and Kit, even though they're very popular. All right, now I can't let everybody else that isn't me have fun. And that's why I think a very important Australian person is going to join the game. And that's going to be Mairead from Sonic Rush Adventure. That's right. This is their big comeback for Marine. They're going to add her in. It's going to shock everybody. They're going to be like, who is this? Where did she come from? And then boom, she locks in and we get Marine Gang Gaming, bro. She's going to lock in. She's going to have fun. She's going to do tricks and everything. Everybody thinks Styx is going to come back because that's who Amy mentioned at the end of Frontiers. But no, they're going to throw you a curveball. It's going to be Marine or Styx. I think it's going to be one of those two. Keep my word on that one. All right, the next character from a very popular video game that released last year and is a massive Game of the Year champion. And that is going to be the MC from Metaphor. Now, all right, you might think, okay, why Fidel? Right, well, not only does it make sense on a popularity standpoint, a silly standpoint, but in the game, what does he do? He rides his own sword as a method of travel. So that's right, this guy is already attuned for extreme gear, and he is gonna have the extreme sword to ride around. And that's why I truly believe the boy from Metaphor, the boy himself, the GOAT, whatever you name him, I don't want to reveal any spoilers and stuff, is going to be a playable character in this game, or Metaphor is gonna be a CrossWorlds of some kind. All right, my final pick for the DLC predictions or main roster prediction, whatever. We need a sexy character. All right, we need one that makes people go, "God damn, bro, I'm gooning." You know, you need some goonery going on, right? You need to be bricked up a little bit, and that's why I'm thinking you gotta have the one and only character that people still think belongs to Nintendo, and that is Bayonetta. That's right, everybody. This is going to be the complete roster for Sonic Racing. All right, CrossWorlds, and I think this is pretty perfect. This is as good as it gets. Oh, also, one more character I forgot before I get out of here is Ai. We gotta have Ai in there. Of course, he was in literally Sonic Riders, and he's part of, you know, Sonic characters are always in the latest Monkey Ball. So Ai, 100% locked in. I'm sorry, I forgot my man's. He's in. Don't worry. You can't change anything from this. This is exactly how it's going to go, exactly how it's gonna be. It is going to be the plan fulfilled as followed. Guys, let me know what you thought of this list. Let me know of these, who you would like to see, which ones you're excited for. Am I crazy? Am I right? Who knows? But regardless, we're about to eat with the peakest of peak rosters. I love you guys. Thank y'all for watching. Of course, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.